What's up people, Alex Mathers here. Thank you for tuning in to another video with me on this lovely day. Now, one of the things I talk about a lot and I will be introducing a lot more in my content, and I'm writing a book on it currently, nearly finished, so stay posted on the book. It's going to be about being untethered as a modern male in a chaotic world and doing things in life that avoid the traps, the tentacles that tend to keep us tied down to certain things in certain aspects of our lives, and how we can best live totally autonomous, independent, free lives. Now, one of the key aspects of living a free life is the ability to generate for your work, your services, your products, numerous clients. And we want to be able to have the power to get out into the marketplace and bring in new clients for the services and the products that we create for the world, so that we are not reliant on one employer. Now, having an employer for a certain period of time is not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it can be a very good thing for experience, for meeting new people, for gaining new experiences in the world that you can then bring back to your own business and then start working ideally with many clients. The problem with an employer is that you are at the whim of one person. So if your boss was to say, sorry mate, we don't want you today, we found someone better than you, or we are shutting jobs down because the economy isn't too good, you are at the mercy of one employer, and that stream of income could be shut down immediately without warning. In that respect, being employed is not so much the secure utopia that one looks for when going out in search of jobs. So this is why having numerous clients is a better framework to be wrapped around in terms of enabling your own freedom and security. So if you were to lose one client, you have another 8+ other clients that you can use to bring money into your business. So you want to be good at the process of acquiring new clients that you enjoy working with, who enjoy working with you, who get a exemplary service from you, who want to work with you again in the future, who rave about your products and services. You want to get good at that. And there's a lot of challenge for many, especially those of you who are new to the business of attracting new clients to whatever service business that you have, whether it be web design or coaching or consulting services. You want to get good at that process of bringing new people, new leads into your pipeline, and then converting those leads into paying customers. And you want to be able to do this at a consistent basis so that your income is consistent. You don't want to be having that feast or famine problem that plagues so many freelancers and so many solopreneurs when they are inefficient at bringing in a steady stream of clients. So there are 3 reasons that I want to go into in this video as quick as I can that are behind why you suffer bringing in enough clients, enough well-paying clients consistently. Let's see what we can do here. So the first one is you are not bringing in enough clients simply, or enough leads, enough prospects into your pipeline, which is basically the ongoing conveyor belt that takes a lead, a complete stranger, into a lead, into a prospect, into a client, and you aren't addressing the early stages of that conveyor belt, which is simply bringing new people, new meat onto that stream, and then you are not doing what it takes to convert them at a consistent rate. So this means going out into the marketplace, sharing your content, being seen, getting out of the darkness, getting out of obscurity, and making yourself known to more of the kinds of people who would be served well by what you do. You want to be getting in front of as many people as you can who are willing and able to pay you for your services, who would enjoy your services. But more than anything else, you want to be getting in front of the kinds of people who you want to work with, who you are driven to go out and get business with. So the number one reason why you are not bringing in enough consistent clients is that you are not bringing in enough people into that flow, into that pipeline, and you aren't doing it at a consistent basis. You are coming up against blocks, you are finding excuses not to talk to new people, you are not getting in touch with old clients, you are not talking to enough of the people that already know you, i.e. your power base, your friends and family and previous employers, and anyone and everyone who stands to potentially work with you, or more importantly, who can refer other people to you who are a good fit for what you create. So you need to get busy. Again, if you're having trouble bringing in clients consistently, you've got to get busy, my friend, with getting out into the marketplace, getting away from your screen. But basically, you've got to get out into the market and you've got to push through the fear, the awkwardness of potentially being rejected, and understand that actually being rejected is a good sign. It is a sign that you are gaining new feedback that you can then bring into the next approach. And I will be talking about all the different methods and strategies you can use to get yourself, get your business, get your website in front of the right kinds of people. But in the meantime, I would encourage you to do as much research into filling up your pipeline as you can. This is what cold calling is. This is what warm calling is. This is what emailing new prospects is. This is what putting out YouTube videos, sending audio messages to the right kinds of people are. This is all part of filling up your pipeline, and you just want to have a constant stream of new people coming in, even if you are in a period of success. This is the most dangerous time to not be prospecting, as they say, to not be filling up your pipeline, is when you feel comfortable, you're laying back because you've got plenty of business coming in. It's all good. You don't need to worry about getting new clients, or do you? Well, actually, that's the key time, because there is a delay. There is a lag period between the time that you first reach out to someone at the beginning of that pipeline to the point where they are, having been transferred into a client, turn into a client. So if you haven't been doing enough pipeline generation, you're going to find that there's going to be a gap, there's going to be a lull in your business, you're going to have, holes in your ability to generate income, which is not a good thing. You want to have constant motivation, and you want to be bringing in that cash flow to keep the business afloat. This is why so many businesses fail, because they don't bring in enough cash flow. They don't bring in enough money to keep their heads above water. The owner of the business loses motivation. It's a sort of a downward spiral. They do less prospecting, they do less filling up of their pipeline, they get less clients, and so the business fails. So you don't want that to happen if you run your own deal. And as an untethered man, one of the key skills that I require, or I encourage you guys who want to live a free life, not reliant on the state, not reliant on other employers, you want to be good at prospecting and filling up that pipeline with many, many people. Now, don't be afraid of, I think a lot of people are put off by this. I mean, firstly, in the sense that they don't want to face rejection. You don't like the uncomfortable feeling of approaching new people and saying, look, can you pay me money for my stuff? I'll go into more detail about how to properly pitch yourself, and you don't want to obviously start, pricing yourself too early. You want to start developing conversations first and all that kind of stuff. The other fear is that you will, if you do a lot of pipeline filling, you will have to say no to a lot of people, because there's only a certain amount of work you can do. And if you're bringing on tons of new clients, you're going to have to deny a lot of them. But that's a good position to be in. You want to be able to say no to people, because you want to create a sense, as it truly is, and it will be reflected in truth in the fact that you don't have time to spend improving everyone's lives. So you are a busy freelancer, you're a busy business owner, and you want to give that impression to the market that you are busy, that you have plenty of work, and this will also allow you to raise your prices. So don't be afraid of saying no to people. It's always a good sign, and of course those people can come back another time. You want to have more clients than you can deal with. So that's the first reason. Fill up that pipeline. You're not filling it up consistently enough. You're not doing it all the time, and you need to be seeing this as a constant process. Second reason why you're not bringing enough clients who pay well. The payoff sucks. You are not aiming high enough. You're not deliberately going out with the intention of attracting and acquiring and doing business with people who are going to pay you enough, are going to bring you a good enough experience. If you are aiming for average, like everyone else in your industry, and you're aiming for someone who's pretty good, you'd like to work with them, but to be honest, you could you're so poor at the moment, you want to take on any kind of business, and it doesn't matter what kind of client they are. And that's dangerous, because you want to be motivated to actually do the work of promoting yourself and filling up your pipeline in the first place. So if you have a interesting client in mind, the kind of person you would love to work with personally, you're interested in that kind of person, and the type of job involved is of a big enough payoff, is of an interesting, juicy enough, big enough amount of money to get you excited about putting in the work to getting that client, it's going to be a lot more effective. So make sure that the payoff is big enough. Make sure you're targeting jobs and clients and industries and the kinds of people who have the money you are looking for. It is about money ultimately. It's not everything, but money is a important factor, as is the experience you have with the client, as is the kind of client and everything else. But you want to have a payoff that's big enough so that you're motivated enough. And I think a lot of people have low to mid-level payoffs, as in the job is, respectable, it covers your bills, it's not very exciting, it's not very juicy. And that is going to put you off. It's going to stall you in that process in the early stages of going out, facing rejection, dealing with the challenge of not always winning a client immediately and having to get yourself out into the marketplace and face the fear of all that. A lot of that stuff becomes less interesting, less worth it, and you will be overcome by those fears, and you'll be using those fears as an excuse not to do anything because the payoff isn't big enough. If you have a big payoff and some interesting clients that you could work with, you're going to be much more motivated to stay with it when it gets tough. Third and final reason, there are other reasons, but these are the three for this video because I don't want to babble on too long. This is an idea that isn't spoken about too much, but I think one of the key things that will help you in your effectiveness in terms of landing that deal effectively is to get your voice in front of more people. I think you want to be doing things that most of the competition, most of your other associates don't tend to do, and other people in your industry don't tend to do. And most people are out there, typing away emails and doing very low level, low risk type activities in an attempt to attract clients. And some of that works some of the time, but you really want to be pushing a little bit further than that if you want to be noticed, if you want to make an impression, if you want to make that emotional connection with these people that you want to be developing ultimately friendships with. And that comes much more effectively, much more easily if they can hear your voice, if they can see you, if they can get on a call with you, if they can interact with you. You have to figure out a way to get these leads, these strangers, to connect emotionally with you, to see the common ground that you share with them, to see that you are human, that you want them to see that you are a trustworthy person. No one buys anything from someone that they don't trust, and you have to develop an emotional connection with someone to develop trust. The best way to do that is to get them to see your personality, to see you on film, to see you on Skype. This might mean sending an audio message to someone. It might mean sending, once you've gotten on an email, start things off on email, meeting people in person, whatever. But these things can be gradually turned up. The thermostat can be turned up. So it might mean, sending voicemail, sending actual videos of you introducing yourself to that person explicitly. You got to get creative about things, but ultimately you want to get someone on a call, you want to get someone in a physical meeting, you want to start developing a real friendship with someone, and whether you get the job or not, it doesn't matter. You are developing solid emotional connections with a range of people, and that's the most one of the most powerful things you can do for your business is to create real connections with as many people as possible, especially the kinds of people who are willing and able to pay you for what you do. So hope that helped. That's for me, those are the three big ones. There are other aspects to this. If you've got questions about the process of gaining new clients for your business and staying untethered and free in general, I would be happy to see those comments below. Do subscribe if you want to see more about this and generating business, growing business, being freelance, being your own man, doing your own thing, living a flexible, free life. Follow me for all that stuff. Do smash the like button if this was interesting, and I will see you in the next video.